What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Redbeard bringing you another War Thunder. This time we're going out in my LA-5 in the USSR in arcade battles. Personally, nothing against the USSR. You won't see a lot of gameplays from my channel playing as the USSR. Nothing against them. I just don't really prefer any of their aircraft. I don't like their low ammo counts, and I just really don't have a good time. And sticking with I don't have a good time, this game right here, I did actually fairly well, especially for a ground strike mission, which normally gets my blood pressure above 200 and my heart racing above 120. But there was a certain instance in this game where I was just ready to topple my monitor, punch a baby, even though I never would, adopt a bunch of puppies, and then just let them free into the wilderness, just because I was so heated in this game. And it was not anything the game did. It was nothing against Gaijin. There's nothing you could do. It's just douchebags on the internet. And I'm going to let you guys see for yourself. The game part I'm talking about that just really made my night just that much worse isn't for a few minutes, but I'm going to tell you how I got to this point. As you can tell by the video, I was having a bad day. It wasn't anything that anybody really did. It was just one of those days where you could win $1 million, and then somehow, as you're about to cash the check, the wind blows the check away from your hands, and you're just out. You just lost $1 million. It was just one of those days where the universe, I don't know, it was the universe, karma, maybe I did something, I didn't adopt a puppy, who knows, but I did something where everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So without further ado, let's jump right in, and I will tell you the story of how Redbeard nearly had a heart attack at age 24. So, I've been, as you can tell, if you're familiar with my channel, I have been trying to press forward with World of Tanks. Nothing against War Thunder. I just didn't feel like, even though I spent 80 bucks on the Ultra Advanced Pack, I didn't feel like spending money on the beta key to get into the beta for the ground forces. Nothing against ground forces, I just don't feel like spending money on a game that's not even past its beta phase yet. If it was past the beta phase and you had to pay to play, I probably would spend the money. But since it's in beta phase, not going to. So, to switch it up, if you've watched a few of my videos, you know that I can't stick with one game for a long time. I just can't do it. It's something in my brain is wired differently, where I can spend maybe 4-5 hours max on War Thunder, and then I gotta switch to a different game if I'm gonna continue gaming at all. So, I was playing lots of World of Tanks today. I'm in my Tier 2, 3, and I think I have a couple Tier 4 tanks unlocked. And I just can't bring any gameplay, because every time I get maybe 4 or 5 kills, my team, it's just full of retards. There's no other explanation for it. I have yet to win a game where I do well. I can upload a bunch of losses from World of Tanks where I'll get 4 or 5 kills, and it'll be me against 4 or 5 enemy tanks, and I'll go down fighting to the bitter end. But that's all I get from World of Tanks, and every time I do get a nice victory, I don't really do anything that's YouTube worthy. So, I was a little frustrated from that. But more importantly, I had just had my family in town, and no matter how much you love your family, when your family's in town, it can be stressful, especially since I spent a whole week, I took a week off work, just to end up doing construction on my house, which is not how I envision taking week-long vacations, especially from the military. So those were just a few factors. But I had been trying to do a lot of, if you watched my last XP38 video, since I bought the pack, I've been trying to do aircraft reviews. Not because I really care about aircraft reviews, but I know there's plenty of people that have watched my videos that enjoy the aircraft reviews and that have asked whether or not it's worth getting the Ultra Pack. And so, I still plan on doing those videos. Well, once you bought the Ultra Pack, you got 10,000 Golden Eagles. And with those 10,000 Golden Eagles, I ended up purchasing a few extra premium aircraft. One of those was the British Tier 3 Mustang Mark 1A with the 420mm Hispanos. I had the perfect gameplay to bring to you to do a nice review on. I went 12-1. I ended up just decimating it, and it was in a Tier 4 gameplay with BF-109 G6s, Focke-Wulf 190s. There was a couple D13s in there. I was completely outclassed in every certain way. I was playing arcade nonetheless, and I still ended up going 12-1 with my Mustang Mark 1. Well, halfway through the gameplay, my Elgato decided to shut off, so I didn't have the real gameplay. So I brushed it aside and pressed on and decided to jump in another game. That game, I only went 6-1, but with that 6-1, I actually, within the first 30 seconds, I had taken critical damage to both of my wings, making my Mustang almost unflyable, and yet I was still able to get 6 kills again in a Tier 4 match. I said, perfect, I can bring this video to you guys, show you how to play not only with just a Mustang, but with a damaged aircraft and still do well. Well, in good old Redbeard bad luck fashion, my audio decided not to record on that one. So I was completely heated. I said, you know what? I'm done. I switched over to World of Tanks, played about 5 or 6 games. All were just complete garbage teams, and so I jumped back onto War Thunder to give it one more go. And this time I decided to jump out in the Russians. I was sick of playing my normal tiers. I decided to go back in the Russians, switch it up, maybe have a good time. And this was the first game that I got into. Mind you that I'm all rage-induced anyways because it's a ground strike, and as you can see, I just spent 5 minutes climbing up here. But here we go. This is the clip I want to see. As you can tell, I was going after that BTD. I critted him. In the bottom corner, it said he'd lost all tail control. He's on fire. We are almost 6,000 meters up. Now take a look at my good friend right here. I don't know how exactly to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him Arrow, just because that's the way I see his name is pronounced. As you can see, Toby Mac in his TBF is still on fire, and he's just doing a slow barrel roll all the way down from 4,000 meters. So right now, I can just see it happening now. My good teammate here. He's supposed to be a good teammate, and I don't understand what he's doing. He just lost 4,500 meters of altitude to chase a crippled, critical, unable to fly, on fire TBF all the way down to the ground. As you can see, there's also an F2A that's down there that he somehow doesn't get killed by. And normally in a game, I will never call out kill stealing. I don't really believe in kill stealing, except for this circumstance right here. I have no idea why you would lose all your altitude to go after a critted plane that I just went through all the work to kill. It makes no sense. You're on my team. Help me out. Oh man, I was pissed.
You just took a nightstick and went, yeah, yeah.
That was the only clip that I could ever think to bring to you guys that just showed how much anger and frustration I had on from that point out. As you can see, I typed in the chat, and I'm so glad War Thunder doesn't have TeamSpeak like a Call of Duty game, because I probably would have made myself look like an idiot nonetheless. But I was almost seeing red, and not just the red from my plane or from communist Russia, but for the simple fact that we're on the same team, and if you're that desperate for a kill, I don't understand. You have to be a ungodly, horrible player at the game of War Thunder to be that desperate to get a kill. Normally, all the TBF pilot had to do actually was just to press J, hold it for 3 seconds, jumped out, and I would have got the kill. But I know sometimes even if my aircraft is crit, I somehow mentally think that I can get it to the airfield and crash land and maybe save my aircraft. Well, that's okay. You know, I can look past that. Not a big deal. I could even have looked past if Arrow in his Yak 1 had just followed down a little bit, put a few bullets into him, you know, done a little bit of damage, so he would have gotten the assist. I've done that plenty of times. I have no problem. I could have even accepted if he had fallen down 1,000 meters, put some bullets into him, and then broke away to help out the bomber problem that we have in the ground striking. But instead, not only did he just steal a kill from me, blatantly, he also then just put himself in a huge disadvantage, didn't help out our team at all in trying to take out these bombers on a ground strike mission. He was completely 100% selfish. Normally I wouldn't call this thing out, but today I just had to, and it just added to the frustration where I almost came to a point where I was just going to stop playing for a while. I was going to put out a video saying, guys, I'm just not going to play War Thunder for a while. I'm not going to play any games for a while. I was just that heated. And it really was nothing. It's not all on Arrow. I mean, granted, even watching this right now, I'm still pissed off at him. But it just goes to show that the compilation of things in life can sometimes just make even such a small thing like this turn out into a much bigger issue for just you personally. And so, as you can see here, going after this PY, and I don't know what to call that. Maybe it's because I was so angry that I just had to get the kill on that. But, you know, I just fucked myself over on that one. And I'm going to blame anger. Maybe it was stupidity. Probably a mixture of both, because a lot of times when you come angry, you're stupid. So, moving on to the... after this point, I was just like, you know what? I came close to quitting, but I was like, you know what? New aircraft, new leaf. Let's just go on with the gameplay. And that's what I did. But the bullshit didn't end there. And it was 100% my fault from this point. And I don't know if there's any science behind it, but I really do believe that when you get to a certain point of anger and frustration, you just don't think clearly anymore. And you're so hell-bent on extracting revenge, or I don't know what I was thinking at this point. I really can't remember. I don't really remember much of the rage incident. I just know that as soon as I stopped recording, I put bad day and saved it into my hard drive. And I thought about it today. I was like, you know what, that'd be a good not only just video to bring to you guys, but just a good lesson that I could bring out of it. I don't really want to sit here like a teacher and an educator and start educating you on how to not be angry while playing video games. But if you know me, I'm extremely competitive at everything. We could be playing Monopoly, and if you somehow put a hotel and I have to pay you $5,000, I'm going to be pissed about it. It's just me. It's my nature. I could be playing... I don't even know a game that's non-competitive, and I'll somehow make it competitive. I was born with it. I don't know what it is. I'm just utterly way too competitive, and I know that I have a problem with that. But unlike most people that have serious anger issues, especially when they're over-competitive like myself, I really don't show it that often. I just have a breaking point. And unfortunately, Arrow was the chasm that really just ignited the powder keg that was a shitstorm of a couple of days, let alone the full day in gaming. But that right there just put a little bit of smile on my face. 2 kills right before the match ended. You know, I wasn't the top person as far as score-wise, but I did end up getting a nice little reward, especially with that premium count. And that was the reason why I kept this game. It wasn't anything great. 5 kills, 1 death. Not that bad. But even with having such a shitty game, I did have a nice little streak right there. Final blow, fighter award. So not too bad, guys. And again, thank you for watching the video. Video's coming to a close here. Let me know what you think. Did I really overreact on Arrow? That's for you to decide. I would love to hear your comments about it, because I know some people say that there is such thing as kill stealing. Some people say there isn't. Personally, I'm mixed on it. There's very rare instances, such as the one I brought to you, that I would actually say that there is. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, or don't. Just let me know what you think. I'd actually prefer to know your guys' thoughts. Maybe I am overreacting, and how I can bring better, and not only better, but future content. What would you like to see as well? So thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you in the skies.